Hey, we're talking about Uncharted, up next on Geek Out SA. Do not attempt to adjust your YouTube video. We control the stream. And welcome back to Geek Out SA. It's Friday and we're having fun.
Raise the roof. Woo, woo. Look, I'm in my chair this time instead of snuggled up next to Vince, trying to have some time in the big kid's chair with some snackage.
Having yucky snacks. But yeah, we're talking about Uncharted today.
Yeah, so yet another video game that they've turned into a movie.
Which the track record isn't that great.
Not super great.
But isn't that great?
Yeah, like I think there's been a lot of video game movies that were watchable, right? Not super great, not like, oh my god, I'm so glad I saw that, but like watchable. It's different since it's not a comic book or an anime per se that they're turning into it, because yes, the video game does have like a storyline and everything, but it's not as detailed, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So it's easier, I think, for us to swallow some of these video game movies because we filled in some of our own parts and they're filling in, you know. Does that make sense?
Right.
Okay, yeah.
You're talking.
I was like, wait, that's not
That's
me.
not awkward at all.
We can hear you.
Great. Yeah, you can always hear me. I'm practically yelling. Oh, sorry. I talk loud. I'm
so
sorry.
Black and Silver Diamond says, sup. Sonic was great. Sonic was a good movie.
It was okay.
It was okay. I wouldn't say it was great. I wouldn't even say it was good. It was tolerable. It was kind of weird.
Now, for me, I really like the Resident Evil franchise, the movies. Now
they were pretty good.
But here's my caveat: it was different from the games.
Way different.
Way different. They definitely took their own divergent path for that.
I think the CGI
was good for the time.
I think the CGI of Resident Evil was better than the movies, the cartoons.
Oh yeah, those
the animated
ones.
movies.
Yes, those were good.
So the animated ones were really good. Yeah, I really enjoyed the animated ones.
The issue I have is they don't have the herbs in there.
No.
They've never had the herbs in any of the movies or the animated.
And you would think in the animated they could do more of that stuff, right? Because it's just a matter of drawing it in versus trying to do more of like block it in with some CGI and put something in the right space, and you know what I mean? Like I feel like animated you can do so much more and make it so much more like the game world, which is I think a whole nother genre of stuff that I enjoy to see is these animated versions of these video games. But if we're just talking like live action movies, I mean Resident Evil was okay. It was okay. I'm not a big video game player, and not that I don't like them. I do. I'm just not good at them. I get frustrated to the point of like I'm crying because I can't get through some of the basic jumps and stuff. I don't know why my eye-hand coordination doesn't work. So, and I'm not really one of those people who's really good at watching like YouTube playthroughs. Like I don't mind sitting and watching like Vince play through. Like I'll sit and do that, or the kids. Like when the kids lived at home, I was fine like sitting and watching them play through. But I don't know why for me then watching it on YouTube it doesn't translate for me. But I was gonna tell you I did watch a playthrough because I'm trying to like broaden my horizons a little bit, right, and get into some more fandom and see kind of what my kids are watching and stuff like that. So I happened to find Tom Holland playing Uncharted. and doing like an interview while he was playing.
Right.
And so I thought, oh, well, this will be cute, because then I can kind of see, because I wanted to see some of that Uncharted gameplay to see like how close it was to the movie and everything. And so really cute. So Tom Holland is not a gamer either. Like, he likes them like I do, but he's not very good at them. So it was kind of cute to see that he's doing this interview and they've kind of put him on the spot and he's like sucking hardcore. So it was nice. I didn't feel as bad because he just kept like crashing and crashing and crashing. And then they were talking about kind of the scene that he was playing through on the playthrough. They had talked about trying to actually have it in the movie. But the logistics were too much. And I thought that was an interesting take too, because then you see like, well, maybe I wish that video game part was in the movie, but then when you hear him talking about how the logistics were too much and how like trying to do it wouldn't have translated right and everything. So I feel like if people watched more of that stuff, they would get a better idea of, yeah, maybe you want it, and maybe even the creators want it, and they try it and it doesn't work.
So if you haven't seen the movie, we do have a trailer.
Oh, okay,
and
cool.
We can cue it up and you can see it.
There are places out there you can't find on any map. They're not gone. They're just lost.
Hey, kid. A little young for a bartender, aren't you?
A little old for prom, aren't you?
Everything in here. Why the map?
This is the path that Ferdinand Magellan took to sail around the world.
You know your history.
It's the biggest treasure that's never been found.
5 billion, easy. I think you're here because you're your brother.
Well, you know my brother Sam?
If we find that gold, we find him too.
Who the hell is this? I'm a friend of Sully's. Sully doesn't have any friends. I should know him one of them.
You are a collector.
Well, I dabble.
I don't dabble. My family has been looking for this fortune for a very long time. So much blood.
I'm pretty sure he's just threatening to kill me.
Don't touch your ear like that. You look like an idiot.
You have no idea who you partnered with.
I've been dreaming about this stuff since I was a kid. My brother Sam left one final clue. Oh my God!
I shouldn't have come out to play with the big boys, Ian, because you're about to get a proper Scottish welcome.
What?
Oh, crap!
Exclusively in movie theaters.
The best parts of the movie you saw in the trailer.
It's true. That's very true. Yep.
Would you agree, Aaron?
Yeah, I think so. I think that was probably your better parts of everything. Like,
I mean, the whole Scottish guy joke, and
Yeah.
he's like, I don't like know what you're saying, and like that. And I will say that Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg have really good chemistry in the movie. So they play off of each other really well, which is really nice. It's super, super predictable, though. I always know that a movie is not like top notch for me if I'm willing to get up during the middle of the movie and go get the popcorn refill. So
I always plan on that, and I never get the refill. But this one, I was like,
One of the cool things that's in there that we get to see, because I'm not going to spoil it for you.
Spoil it.
Well,
Just spoil it. Like it's not that. Like it's not that hard to spoil it yourself.
Nathan North, which is the voice of.
oh, that was a full fun cameo.
Yeah,
That
Nathan Drake.
Yeah, that was a fun cameo, and I didn't even know who he was, but I kind of like inferred it, and then you told me that's who it was, so I was like, yeah. It's super, super, super
And
predictable.
I didn't even know it because here's the thing about Uncharted. I've played Uncharted 2. That's it.
Yeah.
It's not that
Long
memorable.
ago.
A long time ago. It's not that memorable to me. It's like Tomb Raider with a guy.
Yeah, and since I haven't played it, it was very much, the movie was very much like National Treasure.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Only National Treasure gave you like a few more minutes to kind of sit with some of the clues to try to figure them out yourself. Oh, he didn't change the graphics.
I didn't know if you had to change it real quick. Oh.
No, he's got to go in and.
Okay.
I can do it.
Okay. Just you then. You're good.
Just me?
Yeah,
I'll
it's
just
you
talk?
right now.
Yeah,
Okay, well, I'll just talk. So, it definitely reminded me of National Treasure. One of the things, though, that I liked more about National Treasure was I felt like in National Treasure they gave you like a little more time to try to figure out the clues on your own. Like they gave you enough information so that you could figure out the clues, but then they didn't kind of just like jump on top of it and like throw it in your face. In this one, it was all so predictable that it wasn't like
seen it before.
Yeah.
You figured
Yeah.
what was gonna happen.
it wasn't like you needed any time to figure out the clues, and then they didn't give you any time. It was like, oh, this is gonna happen. Yeah, it happened. Oh, this is gonna happen. Yeah, it happened. Oh, we need this thing. Okay, we're gonna do it. You know, it was just like that. And maybe that's because we're all older and we've seen a lot of movies at this point, so there's not a whole lot new that they can do with it. But I don't know. I mean, it was just, from the very beginning where he's there with his brother and they're in the museum and they go to the map. I guess I get tired of these movies just leading me all the way through it. Like, just give me a few minutes to breathe and think on my own and try to decide what you're telling me. You don't have to like hammer me over the head that, oh, guess what? We're in a museum and here's this map. But guess what? He's going to go look for the treasure, and then they're going to get split up, and then he's going to find that map someday, and it's going to bring him back to his brother, and he's going to, and even the brother being like at the end, and you're just like, yeah, I get it. Like, I get it.
Yeah, and it was like, to me also, the end credit stuff was just so,
like, why even have it, right?
Yeah.
Like, what was the point of that?
The whole point, like, and it's like,
I guess to keep the franchise open so that we're like, oh, well, maybe there'll be a second one.
Yeah, but the whole having his brother alive, like, to me, that kind of defeated the whole purpose of the film.
Right.
Like, he's looking, did you kill my brother? And technically, yeah, no one ever answered him. Like, did you kill my brother? Did you kill my brother? Okay, did you not, like, stop and just listen to the answer? No, I didn't. Oh, okay, well, I'm gonna go figure out who killed him, and, bye.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just, for me, I agree with you, Aaron. It should have been like, okay, his brother's gone. Like, and that was one of the things that they should have stuck with, because at the very beginning, it's like when something's gone, it's gone. If it's lost, I can go find it. I'm on a treasure hunt. But if it's gone, it's gone. Like, our parents are gone, his brother's supposed to be gone. And so I felt like then they kind of made a promise that they went back on, basically, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
But Aaron and I are both the kind of people that we like main characters to kind of die because it brings more of a reality to stuff. And so, and you get it in a comic book movie, right? In a comic book movie, everybody's going to come back to life. They just keep having, they're like cats, right? Only they have like 9,000 lives.
Yep.
But in a movie like this video game movie, where I don't even know that his brother is really a character in the video game itself, right?
Ethan told me that he is. And
is he?
I think it's the fourth game he said, or the third game does have him in it.
Oh, okay.
He does come around. But it's not like, from what I remember the first one and from what me and him were talking about, it wasn't the focal point like it is in this one.
Yeah. And maybe they wanted to open it up so they can do that in the future, but then if you're doing that, then don't play on the like he's dead. Like, if you're playing like he's dead, then he's dead.
Exactly.
Right.
If you want to play like he's lost and he hasn't been seen, then fine, play that, and we'll accept that more. I think we'll eat that more, right? We'll take that more. Like, okay, he's lost, so he's the next treasure that they're trying to find. Great, now I'm buying into that.
Yeah.
but don't give me this promise of he's dead and this kid has to go on and he's lost everything, you know, and he didn't get really to reunite. And that's kind of adds some depth to the story, and then you just took all the depth away from the story and like swept it away from me.
Yeah. Black
Right.
and Silver Diamond says a Twisted Metal movie would be cool.
That'd be interesting.
Be interesting. It'd be like what was the name of that Death Death Race.
Stranding? Which one?
Death Race 2000.
Oh, God, what's his name? He's always Jason Statham.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's always over the top. Yeah.
Well, that was done before in like the 70s or something.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It was Death Race, and then it was Death Race 2000.
They came back and revisited it. So, well, and so one of my favorite games, because I have played some video games. I act like I don't play video, but I have played. But one of my favorite games was Rampage, and of course I'm good at that because it's just mashing buttons, right, and eating people and stuff, and electrocuting yourself and everything.
With Rampage the movie.
Huh?
I like what they did with Rampage the movie.
Well, and so that's what I was gonna say. So I was like trepidatious, but kind of like looking forward to it. And then The Rock, like how can you go wrong with The Rock, right? So throw him in something, and it's usually pretty good. I thought that they did a good job of kind of like explaining a video game world thing in a real world scenario, right? I
like
actually,
that in the movie. In the background, you can see an arcade machine that was Rampage.
What was Rampage?
It's
Yeah.
funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't see it for a very long time, but you see it in the background, and it's playing.
Yeah, and for that one, like Rampage doesn't have too much of a storyline as it is, right? As a game. So going into it, I don't think you expect that movie to have too much of a storyline, right? It's you're just there to see some big creatures like fight each other and tear down the city. And when that happens, you're like, yeah, rah. And it's good. But when you have a game that's cinematic like Uncharted,
right.
Or let's say like if they tried to turn Metal Gear into a movie. Metal Gear is already cinematic, right? It already has a storyline. I already have cutscenes. So if you're gonna turn it into a movie, then you need to give us a little depth, right?
More like National Treasure.
You just give us a little depth. That's all I'm asking. Yeah. And I know most people aren't like super intellectuals or anything.
So you're talking about Rampage, and The Rock is in that. But another game that went to a movie that also had The Rock in it was I was just thinking about it right now, and it just lost it. No, not Jumanji.
No, not Jumanji, because that wasn't really a video game.
That was
Doom.
Oh my gosh!
Doom.
I
He was
forgot
in
about
Doom.
that movie.
Yeah. And I actually think they, with Carl Urban was in it, I actually think they did a good job with that movie. Because sections of it look like the game.
Yeah. Oh, the whole first-person shooter movie was good.
I don't even remember that. I'm trying to think back, and I don't even remember that one.
I think, like you said, Colleen, there's not a lot to Doom. It's like, here's this guy who needs to kill demons. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then they gave it a plot, they gave it a story, and they touched on it. What is it, like the 25th chromosome in the movie or something, or 26th chromosome? So it had like a story to it, but yeah, it was a fun action film.
Yeah,
I'll give it that. I think I saw that one a lot because that's when I worked at the theater. So I was like, it's the only good movie here. I'm gonna keep watching it.
Well, and I think we'll take that, right? We'll accept that. Find a movie that doesn't already have a storyline, that's kind of one of those shoot 'em ups or whatever, that's kind of silly or goofy. Turn it into a movie, fine, we'll take it. Like, okay, we can stomach Sonic to an extent because it has a little bit of a storyline, but too much, and it's kind of goofy. And once they fix the animation and everything, okay, we can stomach Sonic, and it's more for kids because it's more for a kids game anyway. Fine, no worries.
So
we'll take it.
He's pointed out a good one, which would make a really good live action movie, is Castlevania.
But you gotta follow the story.
You gotta follow that one. You do gotta follow the story, but there's so much with imagery that you can do because you don't see much,
right?
In Castlevania,
right?
Well, at least not in the first few. The graphics become better.
Yeah.
Well, and they did an animated series for Castlevania,
which was pretty good.
It was okay. I thought that they had some misses in that as well. So, I mean, it's interesting to see other people's like take on this and perspective on it. And again, you do have to keep in mind, like, they're trying to make money for a studio and things like that. And it was, like I said, it was nice to see Tom Holland say, hey, you know, we wanted to stay true to some of these elements of the game, but when we kind of tried it and we tried to figure it out, it was not good, you know? So it's nice to see that.
It's hard to translate it when it's all created computer.
Right, when it's all like digital and then you're trying to do it with human beings, it's a little bit different, right? So
it's like them trying to do Street Fighter.
Why'd you remind me of that?
Well, so I was gonna get into those next. I was gonna say, you know,
even though
Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat,
Raul Julia's M. Bison was like the best.
That was the saving grace of that film. That's all they had.
That film was awesome, all right? Look, you know what? I gotta say that I thought that one was better than the new Mortal Kombat that they did.
Really?
I kind of like Mortal Kombat.
I hated it. It was so, to me, it was so lame. Like, I mean, I liked the old Mortal Kombat with, what's his name? The Highlander?
Christopher
Lambert.
Yeah.
That Mortal Kombat I was like kind of down for. I don't know, the new one was too, I don't know how to explain it.
You were just able to do so much with that because it was just two characters fighting each other. Yeah, they had some backstories, but the backstories didn't necessarily connect to each other.
Yeah.
It was over the top too, let's face it. And that's what you need with Mortal Kombat, I feel like, though. It needs to be over the top gore, blood.
Yeah.
Because that's what they're known for. That was what got them going.
So did you like the Mortal Kombat?
I actually didn't mind it.
You didn't?
I thought it wasn't.
Okay.
I mean, it was just one of those, it's a good popcorn flick. As long as I don't try to, because it's the same thing. It's a fighting game. That's all it is. There's no, you're just trying to get through the levels of hell, essentially, I guess, in the original games.
Right.
No story. So here's a story. I know later on in Mortal Kombat, there is a story between Sub-Zero and Scorpion, and they do this whole thing.
I guess I felt like maybe they were trying too hard to build a story. I guess that was kind of how I felt about it. Like they were just working too hard at it.
Yeah.
You know, in the original ones, it's like, oh, we've got a competition and we're trying to be cool, and like, you know, it was just campy and it was okay, and I was okay with that, you know.
Because I think they're kind of taking it beyond where we saw the original, because you didn't really get to see fatalities in the first.
Right.
In the first movies, you didn't.
No, but in this one you saw a bunch in the newest one.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they did. Like again, coming back to the whole, I like characters dying, because in the new one, like a lot of these could be helpers. Oh, they're dead.
Nope, they're dead.
Nope,
they're dead.
They're just gonna bleed all over the place. Okay, cool. That's a way to help, I guess.
Yeah, and that was one good thing about it, because that does connect then to the game, and it's like, I'm sorry, I have your spine. You know,
characters, like the monster characters. More like they should.
Yeah.
Until it completely going different.
With the arms, right?
With the forearms.
With the arms,
Fight him. Like that was a cool scene.
Yeah.
I thought. I mean, and I think like in the original Mortal Kombat, no one died in the first one, I don't think, except the bad guy. And I think in the second one, what's his face dies in the very beginning. I think that's it.
Johnny Cage.
Is Johnny Cage right? He dies like the very beginning of the film, and then that's it.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone else dies until the villain dies again.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, so it's a little kumbaya in the first one.
Yeah.
So it's like, let's keep all the characters alive.
And this was like, no, let me also raise my ancestor from hell to come fight Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna have that.
Okay, sure, we'll go with that.
I kind of liked it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
But Uncharted though, like I don't know. I the end. Okay, the cat. I liked it for a quick second, but then the cat got old to me really quick.
I mean, I think the whole like Scottish guys, the Scottish brogue, and him not like understanding what that guy was saying. I thought that was funnier than anything, and it was more. it was more Tom Holland's attitude, which was almost kind of like a Spider-Man, like Peter Parker kind of attitude that you got from it. So I was kind of living for those moments. Those were kind of funny.
Those are funny. The betrayals are so. You see those a mile and a half away.
Oh, a mile and a half
And I was
away.
like,
Yeah, you're like, okay, we get it. When's it gonna happen?
Says King of Fighters movie was so bad.
I've never seen
the King.
I've never seen that one. Now we'll have to look for it. If it's terrible, we love to watch them and then talk about how horrible they are.
And now we'll play on our arcade machine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, see.
And then we could watch the old school Mario Brothers movie too.
How much do you hate yourself? Wait a minute. How much do you hate yourself? Stop. Who hurt you?
Who hurt you? What did you think of? And this is like kind of a video game movie, but kind of not. And people like really hated it.
Okay.
But what did you think of Pixels?
I haven't seen the full film.
Adam Sandler and you haven't seen the whole thing.
No, I've seen like bits and pieces. I never sat down and it's like I'm gonna watch this whole thing.
I think it's really cute. It's a very much a nod to nostalgia and to those old school video games that you don't really get to see, and like Pac-Man, because like live action Pac-Man, like why?
How do you do that?
Like
This
how
is
do you even like why would you want to? And then so I think that's pretty cute. Or like the Centipede type thing, like I guess because I grew up on more of those arcadey type games, so it was a good chance to see that happening.
And I think that's kind of like Free Guy. You get those little like, here you go, because how else are you gonna get this in there?
Free Guy is freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Free Guy is one of the funniest video game movies, and then to show us like the player behind the scenes, but then he's like Channing Tatum, and then to have Channing Tatum like act so well that you believe that he's that guy in his mom's house. Like you're like, this is hilarious. I know some of these people. Like
really
yes. That's an epic video game movie that's not even about an actual video game, but that one's an epic movie.
But I think for me an honorable mention would be, because it's not actually a game that was turned into a movie, it was a movie that was turned into a game. That was turned into a movie.
That turned into a movie.
A movie turned into a game that turned into a movie.
It was Tron.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
That's true.
Which I think the first one was very good movie, but of course that's a Disney movie, right?
Oh yeah.
Pretty sure it's a Disney movie.
Yep.
So they did a good job of doing that for the time.
Right, when you go back and watch it, it's a little cringy, but for the time, it was great.
It was cutting edge technology.
Yeah, it was super great.
Yeah.
And when you saw it, you're like, how did they do that?
Yeah.
Now when you look at it, but when they did the second one, you're like, oh, now that they have the technology, that's what it should have looked like.
Yeah. Well, and I love another one of the types of games that I love is like Gauntlet. So I would totally watch it if they had like a Gauntlet type movie. Although I know people really hated the
they already have it.
Warcraft. They have a Gauntlet movie?
Yeah. It's Conan. The Destroyer.
That just follows the Barbarian.
No, that's just the Barbarian.
No, it's Conan the Destroyer. It's like him with a band of...
If there's no archer that pulls out a big arrow thing and doesn't yell BFG as she pulls it out, it's not Gauntlet.
And if there's nobody walking around saying warrior needs food badly, then you can.
Needs food.
Food badly. Forgot about that line.
But I know a lot of my friends hated the Warcraft. Yes.
Like, damn it, I need more quarters.
People hated the Warcraft movie as well. Just absolutely hated it. And again, I didn't play, but I thought, as far as movies go, to me, I liked it.
There's so much that you can do with it because you're just building stuff and then fighting armies. That's all you're doing in Warcraft.
Yeah.
So, Black and Silver Diamond. Remember Pac-Man Christmas? What about the Wizard? And then you got Fulgore. Silent Hill was okay.
Silent Hill was okay.
And Black and Silver Diamond, Tron still holds up. It has an aesthetic. Okay. And Fulgore, there was a DOA movie. Wait, what? There was a Dead or Alive movie? I don't remember that.
With Dennis Quaid.
I have to look that up now.
I'm gonna have to look that up because I don't remember seeing that one, and I thought we had seen all of it. So we'll have to check that one out, Fulgore.
Yeah,
Dead or
I'm gonna look it
Alive
up
with
because I didn't know
Dennis
they made
Quaid.
that one. I love the video game franchise too.
Yeah.
And not just for the volleyball one. For anyone that gets that.
They need to make a live action River City Ransom.
Well, speaking of River City Ransom, I was just thinking, I'm surprised they've never tried to make GTA into a live action, because that made money hand over fist, and they've had GTA they're on 27, right?
4, and it's been around for almost 3 console generations now, because it's on the PS3, PS4, and PS5. So it's almost made 3 console generations.
I mean, I guess it's okay to smack a hoe and stuff in a video game, but then when you put it on the big screen, it's not so cute anymore. It's not okay.
It's not okay. We can't do this. Give her some money afterwards and throw her out.
Yeah, throw her out of the car.
I may or may not have done that. Or you know what? You don't want to pay her. You just blow up the car afterwards.
I could totally see Kevin Hart and them making
God, yeah.
The Rock and Kevin Hart making GTA movie.
That would be hilarious. It's one of those ones that one can't take itself seriously.
Right?
No, it has to be over the top.
It has to be stupid. It has to be a bunch of comedians over the top stupid, acting a fool. You got to have Tracy Morgan in there somewhere, just being dumb. That one would be funny.
The one I think I hated it, but I liked it for one scene was Assassin's Creed. That movie struggled
to have any kind of relevance. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The only reason I watched it is because the Leap of Fate, they actually had him hoisted over 200 feet in the air to do it.
Really?
They showed him do the stunt, so they put him on a platform. He had to lay down. They raised him up on this huge crane, and he had the stunt. I think it's a stuntman, of course. He had to do the leap of fate, and they had the airbag for him to land on and everything.
Nice.
I was like, well, I have to see it because that was not CGI. That was nothing. It was really somebody jumping and doing the leap of faith. Okay, gotta give him the props for it.
Yeah, that's.
So I watched it just for that, and I saw, oh look, there's a scene where he does it probably, but that was all I liked.
Yeah, that one doesn't even stick out in my mind. I mean, I remember watching it, and I remember I was hoping that it would be better, and that it would be a little more cinematic.
It didn't have good continuity.
No.
Yeah, no.
Whatsoever.
And there's a lot of story to that franchise they could have just plucked from.
Yeah.
But it's like you didn't even do that. You went with a whole.
You guys remember that horrible Double Dragon movie?
Oh God, yes.
Oh.
That was in the late 80s, wasn't it?
That was around the time of the Mario Brothers one, wasn't it? Where they were trying to do some of those NES ones, and they were trying to turn them into movies.
The Silent Hill, going back to that though, the Silent Hill first one was okay. I mean, it didn't stick to the storylines as well, but it was good.
I mean, they were okay. Uncharted was okay.
Yeah.
It was good to sit. It could have been a Netflix. It could have been a direct to Netflix movie, right? They were okay. I think we were kind of bummed that we went to the theater to see it. I was kind of bummed. I really wish we would have seen Kingsman in the theater and Uncharted at home instead of the other way around. We saw Uncharted at the theater and Kingsman here at home, and I thought Kingsman was so much better.
Yeah.
As far as storyline and stuff goes, and keeping you engaged. So.
But you're going through and you're trying. A lot of people are trying to expect it to be just like the video game, and it doesn't always translate.
Yeah, I didn't expect that because I don't have a lot of experience with the video game. I've seen you play it and stuff, but I was just hoping that for a little more depth. That was the biggest problem that I had. That it just needed a little more depth. It was just a little too predictable. But I was interested to see, because I did watch some scenes from Uncharted. I watched some play-alongs or whatever you want to call them. I don't know what you call them on YouTube. And the whole airplane scene is actually in the game. So I was like, oh, well, that's cool. I like that they that's actually from the game. That's not something that they made up out of nowhere. You actually can play through that scene in the game. So I was like, oh, well, that's pretty cool. Like, I like that because I thought that was a good scene.
Yeah.
That's a good, that's one of the better scenes in the movie is the whole airplane scene. So.
And like we said, it comes back to all of it's in the trailer.
It's all in the trailer, yeah.
Heck, that scene's in the first 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, literally all of the good parts
are in the trailer.
You got the jokes. You got the airplane scene. You got some action. You got to see Tom Holland kind of look like Nate Drake with the shoulder holster. So it's like, okay, cool.
You're like, okay,
Thanks,
that was good. Which I think is a problem with trailers, which we've talked about before, is they just give us too much. Yeah. They just give away way too much.
And do you think he was just like too young to play the part too?
I guess if you're trying to franchise the film out, you need a younger guy though. But I would have loved to see Nathan Fillion somehow play.
Yes.
I know he's getting old, but I would love to have seen
maybe a younger Nathan Fillion if they did it a while back.
If they would have done it like 10 years ago,
yeah,
it would have been perfect.
Yeah.
And there's a little short he did not too long. I think he funded it, and it's him as Nathan Drake. And it was a little short, like 10, 15-minute thing that he did, and he looks like him. But that was like 5-6 years ago. I think he did that. And I'm like, man, if he would have made the movie, even then, he probably could have done it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he still looks good. I think he could still pull it off. You know, with a little touch up and makeup and stuff and editing. I think he could still pull it off.
Yeah.
He's still acting and doing a lot. And
yeah, he's in the Rookie right now.
Yeah, he's in the Rookie. I love the Rookie.
Yeah, that's a great show.
I love that show.
I just watched the new episode last night.
Nice. Yeah. So, yeah, they should have gone with that. But I mean, I get it. Like you said, Tom Holland, if they're trying to franchise it out.
You get 20 years out of him.
Yeah, you could get some time out of him.
Because, I mean, let's face it, if you do Nathan Fillion, you probably get, what, maybe one more movie out of it before he gets too old kind of thing. Because he's already in his, 50s, I think, or late 40s?
And then you bring
he's my age.
Tom Holland on as his kid.
Yeah, you would have to do it as like a sidekick and transfer it over, I guess.
He's his long-lost kid that he didn't know that he had with some chick that he, met on the one-night stand. Yeah. And he's like, I'm your son. You're the treasure I've been looking for all my life.
I was going to say something bad. I can't say it, though.
It's his nephew from his brother.
There you go, yeah. Dad never died. Wait, they told me he's been dead.
No, he's been at home with me.
Right, chilling.
We've been chilling, playing video games.
Yeah, it was a weird game. This guy jumped out of a plane, out of a car. I don't know. You know about that?
Let's break the fourth wall. It's awesome.
Right while we're doing this. Might as well.
I don't know. I'm okay with these video game movies. You know, I think we've come to expect that that's what it is, right? It's just going to be some fluff. It's just going to be kind of for fun or whatever. And we went and saw it in the big screen because I was expecting a little more action than what we got from Uncharted. So I'm okay with it.
Just pander to the fans of it,
right?
Because it needs to sell more than that. You need to make money off it,
right?
The reason to make it is to make money.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, obviously.
And we talked about this on my show. The budget for this one was 90 to 125 million, or 120 million, and I think as of this past weekend, it made 140 million. So it's 20 million over, but that's not counting marketing and everything else too.
Right. So then,
it may barely be breaking even right now.
Oh, Fulgur just mentioned the Uncharted short with Nathan Fillion.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
I love it.
Yeah.
Drake.
Yeah, y'all have to see that one.
Yeah, we'll have to check that one out.
But I want to ask, so we talked about the movies. The next video game thing coming out is Halo on Paramount Plus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's a TV series. Do you think that one will do good? Because they've already said.
Is it a live action?
It is live action.
Okay.
And they've already commented it's not the storyline from the video games. They're going to create a whole new story, like a whole new storyline. But it's going to have Master Chief, Cortana, Spartan 2s, the ODST, hopefully, all of it.
I think that unfortunately they know that this is how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, Halo! I totally love Halo. I grew up playing that. I'm gonna watch it. What? This sucks. I hate this crap. Why did you do this to my franchise? Okay, well, we'll stop making them. No, wait. Just keep making them. It's okay. I'll watch them.
I think that's why they said this is a whole other timeline. Like,
right.
That timeline, like, you played the games for the last 20 years. Cool. This is our timeline, though.
Yeah. But it's like, okay, we bitch and moan about it, but then if they're like, oh, well, we'll stop making them. We're like, no, just kidding. Keep making them. Like,
Fulgur says, I'm scared about Halo. They're going to show his face.
I've heard that, and that scares me, too. Because I don't want to see Master Chief's face ever.
I never played. The only thing Halo I have is like Red versus Blue, and I like to watch the cartoon. So
I hope there's a Red versus Blue joke. In
I
this
hope
one.
there's some.
So.
It's not my fault. Somebody put a wall in the way.
Yeah.
Like
It's so dumb. Or being like, man, your armor's just a light shade of red. It's called pink. But yeah, like that's.
Yeah, like something stupid. I hope they put some stupid.
Fulber says he's excited for The Last of Us on HBO next year.
I forget about that one. That one's supposed to come out soon too.
Which that one, it seemed like they kind of modeled it after the Walking Dead TV show. So I think we're just going to come kind of back around to the Walking Dead, but with some different actors.
Right.
So,
That's probably...
so yeah, I don't know how excited I am for that, but I guess it'll be okay. I'd like to see some more of them go animated.
That I think is so much better.
Yeah,
I
agree. I think that they can just do so much more with it and take so many liberties, and they can. I mean, the cutscenes almost already look animated in a lot of these games anyway.
Yeah.
So I would just love to see them take some of these into an animated direction, especially because we have Netflix and HBO Max and Paramount Plus and all these places that could pick it up and do these animated films. I would love to see them, because I think Castlevania tried, and it tried to be on the right track. And I think we could. I mean, who wouldn't want their kids to get to watch like some kind of fun, Super Mario animated, that had a cute little, storyline to it or what. I would even watch that. I mean, I watched all the She-Ra and the Princesses of Power. Like, I'm not ashamed of watching animated stuff. I watch it. I like it.
I like that. I like that one.
Yeah, She-Ra and the Princesses of Power. So I would like to see more than that. But I think keep giving us the video game movies. We're gonna watch them. I mean, heck, we'll watch board game movies.
Turn the
Battleship.
Mandalorian into a video game.
And then turn it back into a.
Yeah.
Turn it into a video game and then and they've done that before too. Don't even get us started on, they had a movie franchise or a comic franchise or something, turned it into a video game, then turned it back into a movie or something. It's like, we could find so many examples of that stuff going on as well. So but go dig, we're getting old, go dig into our past. If you want to do some like Duck Hunt, some Pitfall, just go for it. Go give us a little Frogger, we'll take it all. Just, give it to us.
Definitely. So that was a lot of fun. Thanks for checking us out. I really appreciate it. Go play games. Go watch movies. For me, it was go watch Uncharted.
Yeah. It's fun. It's a good watch.
It's predictable, but it's a good movie.
Yeah, I agree.
But thanks for checking us out. I'm Vince.
I'm Colleen, and thanks to Aaron. Geek Out Essay.